Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and I hope everybody is having a great day today or a great night wherever you guys are. I hope everybody is going to have a great weekend. Remember, it's always key to disconnect a little bit and kind of take your eyes off the charts for a little bit of time. I just kind of get a breather and pretty much just, not look at the charts 24/7. I know it's very addicting. I do it all the time as well, but kind of getting away from your investments is probably the best point at this point in time if you are an emotional trader. Like I said, always disconnect yourself from your emotions, because right now, today, we're going to be talking about Hedera, and I know that Hbar has been making some, moves to the downside. I get it, it's rough, but overall, I think that this is very good for the overall market. I believe that we are getting some confirmation on a lengthening cycle, which is very good from Hedera's standpoint, because realistically speaking, if we're talking about 2022, there's still a lot of upgrades or updates, I should say, that we should be looking forward to. Specifically, we are talking more so about staking. We also see a few things to look forward to in quarter one. More so, I'm looking at these scalable smart contracts. That's going to be very bullish for us. Of course, they are talking more so about data scalability as well, optimization for performance, and there's a lot of other things as well. But the main one is, of course, staking, which I believe that they're probably working with the SEC in terms of regulation for this, because we have been seeing a lot of pretty much assets getting hit in terms of staking programs. They don't want people earning a high yield percentage, of course, because it goes against the banking APY of like 0.4%. So obviously they are focused on that, and yeah, they're probably taking their time with that. That's probably why it got pushed later on in quarter two. But in terms of Hbar, I believe that a lot of these updates that we're going to be seeing in quarter one and quarter two of 2022, depending on if we do lengthen the cycle, which in my opinion, I think that the dip today is pretty much showing us that we could have that full-on confirmation. I think that that's going to provide a lot of value for Hbar. I believe that that could actually allow us to get some higher targets met as well, for anybody who's been looking forward to that. And also, it's actually very bullish for us in terms of taxes. We won't have to pay taxes until 2023 if we do cash out in 2022. So that is very bullish. Now, with that in mind, before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask if you guys could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and I do greatly appreciate it. Also, for anybody who does want to get my personal trading indicators, my exit plans, how I trade the market, all that kind of stuff, you guys could do so on NCashOfficial.com. Of course, if you guys do want to get everything on the website as well as all feature content for free, the Ultimate Crusade Trading Bundle Pack is on sale for 35% off until the end of this month. So it is the best deal for your buck, and of course, it is an automated discount. So once you do add it to the chart, or the cart, not the chart, you get $35 off. So with that in mind, links are down in the description below as well as in the comments below for anybody who is interested. But with that in mind, let's move on. So we did see here Brett McDowell, who is the executive director at the Hedera Council, pretty much met today with the U.S. Congressional Blockchain Caucus to pretty much talk about DLTs and, pretty much all of the stuff leading up to, blockchain and DLT adoption in full. We do see here encouraged to see members of Congress engaged and eager to learn about the potential DLT and digital wallets hold for all citizens. In fact, we've been talking more so about, Hbar leading the way in terms of DLT and blockchain technology in general and adoption of that. I believe that from the SEC side, I don't think that they have enough information on these assets, and I don't think that they actually understand these assets to fully regulate them. And I think that if Congress could actually see that, and if they could see the potential behind this technology, for an example, Hedera providing immense value, I believe that we could pretty much take one step forward above the SECs, especially in terms of like XRP and stuff. I know that a lot of people don't like XRP, but overall, XRP is fighting the good fight for crypto. And Hbar is also going to be, an asset that actually prospers ahead once XRP does win this lawsuit, if they do, of course, which in my opinion, I believe that they will. But I think that this is great to see. It also shows us how, what a great team behind Hedera that we have as well. We're seeing individuals actually talking to the U.S., Congress blockchain, members of and stuff like that. So that's very incredible to say the least. And of course, we do see here, as always, you heard it from Danny Ide first. 1 million users inbound to the Act Wealth Hbar neobank with offices all around the world. They are set to change the DeFi game. Everyone give Sherlock Ide a follow. Yeah, and this is right. Honestly, if you guys don't follow Danny Ide on Twitter, definitely go follow him. He's an incredible individual who does update everybody in terms of, Hedera news. But we are seeing this. Our wallet is ERC20 compatible, but your token is on HTS. How will you deliver the tokens? We will bring 1 million users in our ecosystem. I'm quite sure in the next months/years of Hedera, they will pretty much have a great success. And when we're talking about this, we're talking about a couple months from now as well. Of course, in years, we're going to see it prosper and prosper and prosper. But in the next coming months, we're talking about like Q1 and Q2 of 2022. I'm just saying it right now. So definitely keep a close eye out on what is happening within that. I believe that this, entire bull run is going to be very bullish for Hbar. We also see here step function is coming, and there's a lot of steps. Okay. In terms of this, we did see here the Coupon Bureau just announced a partnership with Smart Commerce Co. They were basically integrating universal digital coupons into direct-to-cart technology for CPG brands and their retail partners. And essentially, step function is pretty much going to allow them to plug and play this technology, which is very interesting. But of course, we do see here Smart Commerce actually helps CPG brands like P&G, Unilever, and Nestle, whatever. I say Nestle to be honest with you. But these are some big brands. For an example, P&G alone, look at all of their brands. I mean, these are huge. First off, here's their baby care brands, which Loves and Pampers are huge. And of course, Fabric Care. We're seeing major names here. Family Care, Feminine Care, Grooming. I mean, just look at all of their brands. This is pretty much everyday life brand. So, this partnership is actually pretty big. And in terms of digital coupons, this is going to allow coupons to pretty much flow throughout all of these brands. And if you know the transactional flows from all of these brands on a day-to-day basis, just so you guys know, Baby Care is a huge brand. I don't need to tell you guys that. You probably already know. This is pretty big. And of course, from the Coupon Bureau, this is huge, especially for Hedera. As we do know, we've talked about how big Hedera is going to be just from the Coupon Bureau in general. I believe it was like 303 billion transactions a month. So that's pretty big. And in terms of what we could see in terms of the growth, and I just said in terms many times, I do apologize. But overall, when we're talking about the growth of this is going to be massive. Now, also, we do see here Hbar. Yep, definitely nothing new. CEO of Korea's stock exchange says that it's time to embrace crypto, stating institutions will embrace it. And I do think that when we're talking about what's going to be happening, we do see here since virtual assets have become major investment assets, it is time to prepare an institutional framework. I think that when we're talking about this is going to be major. First off, we just seen them announce the major partnership with, of course, when we're talking about it, Hbar. So this is going to be pretty cool. I think that this is also very bullish for us. And we do see here, yep, Hbar, highly undervalued gem. Everybody knows, right? Anybody who is an Hbar bearing understands how big this is going to be. We're talking more so about stock exchange possibly being tokenized or, cryptos just being listed on stock exchanges as well. I think that that is the future. And of course, we do see here, in case you missed it, the South Korean metaverse will likely leverage Hedera to issue a stable or, in their words, platform coin. This will serve as a coin creation tool to create others. To do this would require both the HCS and HTS, all fueled by Hbar. And we do see here, in order to issue a stable coin, a so-called platform coin is required to be the basis. The altcoin that Shinhan Bank has spotted is Hedera Hashgraph's Hedera Hbar coin with public distributed ledger technology. The background of Shinhan Bank's issuance of stablecoins on the 8th is to build a business ecosystem on the metaverse platform. A blockchain-based virtual asset is necessary. However, considering that laws and systems related to virtual assets have not yet been established in Korea, in the case of stablecoins, which are planned to be issued within the next year, which we are seeing that move very fast, they are drawing a line on commercialization. The stablecoin that Shinhan Bank is promoting issuance is based on Hedera Hashgraph's blockchain network. Hedera Hashgraph is decentralized, and of course, we already know that. So overall, in terms of this, right, we also look back on what they are doing. We do see here a virtual city will allow you to do everything from touring a historical site to filing a civil complaint. Strap on your VR headset. Seoul is the first city government to join the metaverse. The metaverse is growing, and I do believe that Hedera is going to be a leading asset within that space as well. And I think that it's so undervalued because not a lot of people are actually seeing that right now. Now, what you have all come here to do or see. Okay, interesting idea I just had. I think Hashgraph technology, like in the token Hbar, could be a perfect network for self-driving cars due to their hashgraph gossip protocol. Each car, being a node, can share location and sensor data to nearby nodes on the roads, cars, lights, even drones. Now, we've seen this update before. This is talking about Neuron. On the note about drones, you've hit the nail on the head. See more here about Hedera. And of course, in terms of Neuron, this is actually pretty big. Okay, we've talked about this it was vaguely. There's not a lot to it, but we do see here 2.7 billion drone flights estimated in 2016. 1.2 million sensors required. Okay, and again, we do see here the Internet of Things, mobility. Neuron provides a surveillance as a service platform for trusted surveillance data from ground sensors to drones. And of course, their challenge here and their solution, Neuron uses Hedera Continuous Service to provide a tamper-proof record of all critical communications between sensors and drones. This is actually going to be pretty big. I believe that this is actually going to be the start of, drone delivery from even Amazon and stuff like this. I think that this could be extremely huge. Okay, and when we're talking about, possibly cars, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying possibly Tesla. We've talked about things regarding Elon Musk, connections between Elon Musk and Hedera, going back to the whole, hash. It was like hash ledger or something like that he said. Very similar to this. I think that this could actually be something pretty big. I think that in terms of what Hedera is doing with their gossip protocol, that could actually prosper ahead a lot of new use cases and new technology in general as well. This is very, very interesting though, nonetheless, because when we're talking about drones, obviously drones need to be able to communicate with one another to, pretty much not have, problems. And of course, we do see here, every flight uses Neuron's shared network, emits a signal each second, and is received multiple ground sensors. Most blockchain-based systems cannot keep up with this level of throughput and suffer from highly variable transaction fees. But of course, Neuron selected Hedera as its public ledger of choice because of its scalability. And that is what I've talked about for a very long time. Okay, Hedera can handle thousands of transactions per second at a predictable low fee. That is why Hedera is the main choice for so many use cases, and this has been one of those major use cases that I've talked about for a fairly long time. But in terms of what's going to be happening with a lot of this, Internet of Things, the Web 3.0 scene as well, I think Hbar is set, or I should say primed, for major explosive, ecosystem growth. Because when we're talking about just adoption alone, by 2024, 2025, right, by the next bull run, if you will, the adoption of DLT technology alone is going to explode. The adoption of hashgraph technology itself, we don't even have an overall understanding on how big it's going to be by then, but we do know that so far, in just a matter of 2 years, Hedera has been one of those, horses that cannot slow down. It's been absolutely parabolic in terms of its growth and adoption. And I don't need to tell you guys that. All you have to do is go to their case studies and see all of the use cases on here. Of course, not all of them are listed. There's a lot that still have yet to be announced. In terms of NDAs, there's probably a ton of NDAs that still have yet to be signed up for or signed on for. There's a lot of legal processes and stuff that have to go through. But of course, in terms of what's happening, there is a ton of use cases. Just so you guys know, the voting stuff that's been going on, like the voting fraud that a lot of people have been calling for and, talking about. Attica, the future of voting, is also a use case on Hedera. And of course, they are seeing establishes trust for voters through distributed ledger technology in order to secure voting and promote transparency in the electoral process. Like I said, digitization is going to lead into pretty much everything. And again, this is a use case that is on Hedera. There's so many other use cases. There's so many very, interesting, use cases that are still being built within this ecosystem. And like I said, I'm very excited nonetheless for the future of Hbar, to see the growth of it. And like I said, it's undervalued at its current price. I believe that once we are in a utility driven market, this entire space is going to be extremely different. Hbar is going to be extremely different in terms of how people look at it. I don't think that we're going to be looking at price too much at that point either. So with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.